Hello, everyone. How are we doing? I pretty much just had myself a complete meltdown. So I don't know why, but I don't know. I guess I don't know. Anyway, I fixed it. But sorry that was so long. I was trying to get my audio. I had zero audio. It showed that you guys had audio. I couldn't get it. I was like, I do not want to have to end the stream, but we're here. I'm happy. I had to so you might have lost sound for a second because I just started pulling cords. I just started yanking everything, and then it's dark, so I couldn't figure out where the hole was to put it back in, but we got it. Hey, everybody. Great to see you. Thanks for coming. Um, so we're back with Samantha Humphrey. We've covered her, I don't know how many times. I know I need to make a playlist on her, but towards I don't know. I don't even know. I can't even give a date, but towards the beginning of her going missing. And if any of you are not aware of her story, what has taken place, we'll go through it right quick as well. I have a timeline that I see on here as well that somebody did. The locals are trying to keep her story out there, keep it alive, and not allow it to just fade away and no justice. I It's awful. It's awful. So here, let me come back out. I'm gonna pull that back down. Hello, everybody. Great to see you. Thank you for being here, everybody. Hope everyone had a good Sunday as well. All right, let me show you this. So I'm gonna show you a couple of photos that we have here of her, and then the way that I found out about it I guess it was right at the very beginning because was right when the jacket got found. And so for anybody not familiar, so Thanksgiving took place, and that next day, the 25th, she and people went back and forth on it, right? But ultimately, it's believed that she had snuck out and was going to meet up with her ex-boyfriend. This is out of Schenectady, New York, and she was going down. It's by the Mohawk River, and then that's it. She didn't come back. She didn't come home, and so her mother put in a report for her being missing. The police really didn't take it that serious. They just took it as a runaway. And I have stuff in here where they're talking about how, as a runaway, they don't have the resources to look for every single runaway. So, what kicked it off for them to really get serious about it was this jacket here. So, the jacket had been found. They wouldn't say at first who it was that had found the jacket, but they took a picture and, right? But it did appear to be her jacket. The family was sure of it, and the police were like, "Well, we don't know that. We don't know that. We're not sure." And they're like, "No, we're sure." As well as blood on the jacket, it looked like, and that between her being young, missing, my state, blood on a jacket, went to go meet ex-boyfriend, who allegedly they claim that she told people at her school, her mother. She's discussed it, that allegedly the ex-boyfriend, who is her age, it's not like he's a much older, was abusive. So then we see this, and that really was like, I was so scared. I'm like, oh no, I hate this sound. This is not good. We do know now that it was her father was one of the people that did find the jacket. I will show you another photo of her. But I don't know. I mean, I had taken some screenshots of people talking in the comments on some of the new information that they put out about her. And I mean, they're in the local area. People talk, people know the family. And I mean, anger's flying all over the place, basically. You've got the family is upset with police. You've got the locals that are upset with the family. She did live with her grandparents. Her and her brother lived with their grandparents for big majority of her life. And so then it kind of raises the question of like, well, why? Why did the mom not have her or the dad? And here's another picture of her. And so ultimately, they continue to search. Right? They're searching. It's cold. It's winter time. Surprisingly, it wasn't as cold this past winter as it normally can get. So they kind of had luck on their side, but nonetheless, it was really not a good sign when they were searching in the Mohawk River, right? So her cell phone had been found during one of the searches on the side of the river, um, turned in. Then we were informed that there was surveillance footage of her going into the park, but not of her leaving the park. And then they were doing searches of the actual river. And so there were times they couldn't because it was too cold. The water would start to freeze over and they just couldn't. And so it did slow the search down for sure, in a very significant way. Hey, Aunt Carter. I'm trying to awake before sunrise. Ah, peekaboo. Well, that's okay. I'm great at putting people to sleep. You could go to sleep. It's okay. Um, you don't know this case? No. Well, that's part of one of these articles here. Is somebody speaking out, and they're actually saying like, and it's kind of a touchy topic, right? So, do y'all remember Charlotte, the 9-year-old that the Amber Alert went out for just within the past month? They're happy she's found and she's alive and okay, and that family doesn't have to feel the pain they have. But there are people kind of bringing up the missing white woman syndrome, I think is what it's called. Don't quote me. Hey, Spudler. Hello, my mods. You ladies are wonderful. Thank you for being here. Hi, Chloe. Hey, Butterfly Kisses. Hey, Barb. Well, we don't know. We don't know exactly when she was killed. We don't know exactly. But she did not come home on November 25th of 2022. She did not return back home. So we don't know if she was killed right then or not. Now, when she was found, it it wasn't until February 22nd of this year. Fishermen went to go fishing. They reported seeing what they thought was a body, and it was really upsetting because at that time there were even like rumors and reports. Oh, somebody saw a body in the river, right? And it was getting families scared, but then it turned out to be nothing, and then it did turn out to be something. So they reported it, and then it took time because they had to get a confirmation with DNA. Don't sweat the small stuff. How are you? And so they did get confirmation that it was her. However, there are persons the community has in mind that did this. I had seen some, but again, it was they're slinging it all over. I don't know, it's a lot. Now, the blood on the jacket, I should probably finish that part, was that it was said she bit her ex. He reported that to the family first and then to police that he had actually been bit by her on his like hand arm ish area region, which again isn't a good sign. I don't know. Why would she be biting you? Why would your hand be up there where she felt like the only thing she could bite was your hand? But they said that they'd looked in. So far, he wasn't looking like anything, right? He was still clear. Everybody's clear. Um, uh, Either way, when she was found, she ended up being found in a shopping cart. Now, the part that was a little bit of confusion for a period of time was it had been said from people that saw it and were there. They claimed that and so trigger warning on this, um, they claimed that she was like strapped into the cart or like tied down, but the police said that is not true. That is not it. No, no, no. So they were going to let us know, cause of death. They had to look into it and wait to get results back. And the results have come in and they were like inconclusive. They don't really know. And that is another part of what's added to the irritation and just frustration. Is she going to get justice? Are we walking around with a murderer out here? It's going to, like, they're killing young teenage girls. Um, so this one here, I'll read to you just a little bit off of what the police chief had said. So they had said this was put out August 17th, and they were saying that they did not want the department to make a premature arrest. He said that in the interview, the agency doesn't currently have any update to provide on the investigation into Samantha's death, which was ruled a homicide in March. We want to make sure that, and I'm on board with this. We want to make sure that when we identify a suspect and make an arrest, that the person's going to be convicted. We don't want to make an arrest for the sake of making an arrest, but not have the best case possible moving forward. We want to see justice for Samantha. I mean, we were saying that with Quentin Simon's case. There's it's all about being able to get that conviction, and it's very little about hurry up and arrest. Um, but I still get their frustration and fears, and so the chief did say that the case is a pressing matter for the department, and people are frustrated with why do you not have anything to tell us? Why is there no update? He says, we understand that the family is anxiously waiting for an update. We just don't have any to give at this point, he said. Our detectives are working the case and they know that it's a priority for our department, just like many other ones are. We hope to be able to give them the news that they want to hear, which, and they also had just said that they made an arrest Friday of before this was put out, and it was an arrest made in connection with a May murder that was in 2016, and it was Andre Lee. We have faith the Schenectady Police Department, and this is her grandfather. That's the difference too. You even have a difference in her family. So her grandparents' grandfather was with the fire department for many years, and so he worked with the police. He has faith in them, and he's patient, and he understands they got to do what they have to do. And he wants it to be done right. So he's okay. But like her aunt is not happy. She's not. She's not happy about it. And so, like I said, you kind of just got a whole lot of mixed emotions with this. Now, the plus side is that the most recent thing that has happened, and I'm kind of surprised it took this long, but you never know. Was it a financial reason that it didn't happen? I don't. But they do now have billboards put up. There are 2 billboards that have been added, and it's in hopes that it's going to help the case. And somebody come forward, somebody speak. And so let me bring you to here. I will show you this first, right quick. I'm going to show you this one, which is dated okay. September 2nd. So updated the 3rd. Sorry, it was really just doing a thing with me right then. I was like, ugh. All right, and I'm also gonna pull this down. Closing my eyes for a minute, but still listening. Aunt Carter, sweet dreams and good night. To compare Samantha's case to Charlotte, I feel is unfair. Just my opinion, completely different scenarios. And that's what some were saying. That is what some are saying. It's so, I mean, mm, um, she was 14. She would now, I believe, I'm not actually doing math on right now based off of birthday. She probably would be 15. But I do not believe she had yet had her birthday. I know that it was a very close in time when they ended up finding her. I think it was. I remember her brother doing something. And there was also just about to be a search that was happening in February. I believe they were going to do it March time. It was coming right down the line that they were going to be doing a search with the community, and I was really prepared and ready to go and help out, and then they did end up finding her. Um, Here, let me show you this though. I want to make sure that I'm on here with you. So at this point, beginning of September, this is the family Samantha, the 14-year-old, found in the Mohawk River, and after disappearing for 3 months, and they held a march Saturday. So, and it was in Schenectady, which I didn't know about, but I would have loved to have. I can't. Hi, wishful thinking. How are you? All right, I'm gonna push play for you on this one. Oh wait, I feel like there was still. Oh yeah, I mean, I hear you on that. I really do. I also it's kind of a yeah. There were people that were explaining that just as you just did, and they were further going into it, saying that I mean it was a little bit different, and it sucks. But I think part of what they're trying to get at is, which I agree, just because it says that the teenager is a runaway, that is such I wish that they would remove that term because it really does do a thing where it turns off it just, like, clicks off brains. They're like, "Nope, they chose to do it. Let them be." They think that they're so grown. "No, I guess they'll learn," or they'll come home when they're ready, or, "Oh, they wanna be rebellious." You know what I mean? It just get and then it's not taken as serious as obviously with Charlotte. I mean, she said she'd be doing one loop, she'd be right back, and then she didn't come, and so I agree that I don't think those are very good comparisons. I do know though that they're saying Charlotte's case definitely did stir up a lot of the feelings and struggles that they've had ever since Samantha went missing, and you know, but it is different. So, all right, I'm gonna push play on this one though.
Well, it's been almost 7 months now since the body of 14-year-old Samantha Humphrey was pulled out of the Mohawk River. Her family is still searching for answers and is working to keep her memory alive. Yesterday afternoon, a demonstration and a march were held in her honor, which led people from Riverside Park in the Stockade neighborhood where Samantha's body was recovered to the Schenectady police station, where investigators are still working on this case. Samantha's family says it is so frustrating after all of this time to still not have any answers. As we've reported, the medical examiner says there is insufficient medical evidence to determine a cause of death.
We're here to bring awareness to Samantha's story and to not let her be forgotten. And we know that the Schenectady Police Department is doing everything they can, and this is a very complicated case.
It's been very hard. I personally don't have children, so Sam was the closest thing I have ever had to a daughter. And so losing her has been it's really torn my world apart personally. It's just really torn our family apart. And we'll never be the same without Sam. She was really the center of the family.
Samantha was a Schenectady high school student who went missing after her family says she went to meet her ex-boyfriend in Riverside Park last November. Her body was found in the water in February. The district attorney says the case remains an active homicide investigation.
Yes, Emmy, that is part of what they are explaining when comparing them. That it falls in line here. I'll actually grab that article and I'll show y'all right now too. Alrighty. So I have to relocate which one this exactly is. Father case. All right. Yeah, they were explaining basically the rich, being rich or having some wealth versus not. They feel plays a role in whether the individual gets looked for as much or as hard or so yeah, that was one of the things that they were explaining too, that they think is part of the reason, and they just don't agree with it. They don't think that that's right. Here we go. Wow, sorry about that. I literally went the wrong direction. We're there now. All right, so I'll pull this one up. Charlotte was 9 and abducted. I don't see any comparison. Well, that's what I was saying. It was kind of hard because I get what they're trying to say, but I just don't know that Charlotte is a very good example to compare to. But all missing persons not treated equally. This was put out October 14th of this year. And when the 9-year-old, and hang on one moment, let me just check something right quick. Here. I believe there might be a commercial at the start of this. We'll mute it. It's just music. Okay. We'll just wait for it to get past that. So this is actually the editor the writer, editor that wrote this. And
podcast, the show that brings you inside the Daily Gazette's featured news column. And now, here's your host, writer of the Weigh In column, Andrew Waite.
I just want to confirm that y'all can hear it before I assume and you can't. How did I just notice that now? Wait, notice what? Oh, the background. Oh, the background. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, you can hear it. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. I'm Andrew Waite. So at the beginning of the month, our region was pretty gripped by the disappearance of a 9-year-old girl from Moreau Lake State Park in Saratoga County. And while this was playing out, I think many people in Schenectady were thinking of one name, Samantha Humphrey. Now, Samantha, she went missing November of last year. She was 14, Schenectady High freshman. And for an agonizing 3 months, she was missing until her body was found in February in the Mohawk River. And I think as the 9-year-old case in Saratoga County was playing out, many people initially in Schenectady were fearing the worst, as we all were, and fearing that we were going to be heading toward another just awful, awful outcome. But then, of course, there was a different result, thankfully. I mean, we were all so incredibly grateful that the 9-year-old was found 2 days after she went missing and an arrest was made. But I think when that different result came about, there was some then feelings in Schenectady and people who had been thinking about the Samantha Humphrey case. There were feelings of, I think, honestly, resentment or just anger, and not directed toward any other case, but just how come we can't get the same result? How come Samantha Humphrey's case couldn't have ended with her being found safe? And of course, these are just very different cases. when the 9-year-old went missing, it was pretty clear pretty early on that she was likely abducted, and that then changed the direction that the search took, and that likely shaped some of the media coverage that she got, where that case, I mean, rightfully so, made national and international headlines. And meanwhile, the Samantha Humphrey case, while covered pretty well in the local press, never reached the national consciousness. And I think some people were just sort of asking that question of why not? And again, they were different cases. But I think part of what people were feeling, even if it wasn't quite accurate in these cases, but was this idea of missing white woman syndrome. And that's what the late journalist Gwen Ifill dubbed as basically this idea that the media is going to give undue attention to missing white women compared to missing persons of color. And what's interesting here is that in these two cases, they're actually both missing white girls, one a 9-year-old, one a 14-year-old. So that notion wasn't entirely accurate. And consequently, it made writing a column about it fairly difficult, because it wasn't like I could just hold up one example where, you know, a missing white girl received tons and tons of media attention and had this amazingly miraculous, great result 2 days later, whereas, you know, let's say a black girl was missing for months and then found tragically dead. That wasn't the case. These were two white girls. But I think that where people were bringing this up in reaction to this case, it represented something that is true about the ways in which biases can shape reactions to missing persons cases. And even if biases did not in any way affect police or media attention in the Humphrey case, or in the differences of these two local cases, and I think there's reason to say that the biases actually didn't necessarily factor in; they were just different cases. But even if in these specific cases biases didn't necessarily factor in, we know that they do generally. And so I thought that this moment, when we're thinking about missing people, that this was a good opportunity to explore the ways in which biases can shape our reactions.
And like I said, I do get what he's saying about a bias, if that's the term we would like to put on it. Like my example, and I say it all the time about when Runaway gets put on it, it sucks. And I mean, the police department specifically said they cannot search for every runaway. They just do not have the resources. They can't do that. So once they found out with the jacket, the family said it was hers. It did appear to be blood. They had to go get it tested. But that's when they were like, okay, we'll look. And they started looking into it. Same with Naomi Ariane. A little bit different also, even because we're bumping up in age. But runaways are treated very similar to an adult, that they have their own free will, their own choice. If they want to disappear, they can disappear. And so until there is something to show that it's completely out of the norm, something looks as though there may have been foul play, mental health could be playing a role, something like that would put the person at risk and danger, as opposed to just wanting to get away and disappear all on their own, do their life the way they want to do it. And, you know, that there ain't nothing wrong with that. But until they could see some type of evidence. So with like Naomi's case, it took her brother to actually go to the Walmart and ask to see the surveillance. And then he saw, you know, Troy driver. He didn't know that's who he was at the time, but he saw him approach the driver's side and tell his sister to scoot over, got in and drove away with her. And so then the police jumped in. But what happened? And so, I mean, even so though, we don't even know. Would it have even mattered? I don't know. But I could see why a family would think that if police had started searching right then, possibly they could have found her, got to her before it was too late. I could totally get why a family would have the hopes of that. So I get what he's saying about it. I just really think that this is a bad comparison. I just think it's a bad comparison. But let me come over. Hey, Chaos Queen, how are you? Good to see you. Talking about that area specifically. Nicole said that's a rare. Oh, I can. Not a white female, and he has never been found. His case was very much broadcast, continues to be so to this day. Does his family? You know what else is actually kind of strange? Now that I'm thinking about this, I am actually a little bit maybe surprised that the grandfather, having worked for the fire department, wouldn't have a little bit of a pull too to possibly have helped with the. But like I said, once they started searching, once they saw her jacket and they didn't let off. I mean, they worked hard and stayed at it, and even out there in the cold, and they brought in all the resources. Hey, Justice Jane. um I don't know. I mean, so I don't personally, I never said that, and I actually think I'd have to go back and listen, but I think I was giving props and credit to them, to the police, for continuing and being really diligent with the search for her. So, but yes, I do think it is a conversation that could be had or should be had, but I just don't know that this is that Charlotte was the right case to do it with. All right, I'm gonna go back over, press play again, and
to missing persons and possibly prompt us to reconsider some of our reactions. So here's the piece that I wrote. It's about the missing 9-year-old quickly spread across the capital region. Some in Schenectady quietly thought of one name, Samantha Humphrey. Last November, less than a year before the 9-year-old was abducted in Saratoga County, Schenectady faced its own agonizing search for Samantha. A freshman at Schenectady High School, the 14-year-old Samantha Humphrey disappeared November 25th, last seen at Riverside Park in Schenectady's Stockade neighborhood. Her father, Jeff Humphrey, 53, told me this past week that he was the one to find Samantha's coat at the park a day after she was first reported missing, injecting an intensity into the search that lasted a painful 3 months before Samantha's body was found in the Mohawk River on February 22nd. As the Amber Alerts buzzed our phones earlier this month with reports of the missing Saratoga County girl, many in Schenectady feared another family in our region was destined to be dealt the most devastating loss imaginable. Schenectady's police chief Clifford told me, "We just felt for the family, knowing how much the family's been going through here in Schenectady." And then 48 excruciating hours later, the 9-year-old in Saratoga County was found after fingerprints on a ransom note led police to a suspect's home, where they found the girl hidden in a closet, but mostly in good health. Relief washed over the entire region and much of the country. The story of the missing upstate New York girl had made national broadcasts. At the same time, some in Schenectady wished the Humphrey case, which never reached national consciousness, could have had a similarly happy ending. Alas, it did not. Samantha is dead, and nearly 8 months after her body was found in the same area where she was suspected to have gone missing, there have been no arrests. Chief Clifford told me the investigation is ongoing. The case file is on the desk of the investigator. It's being worked on. That's really all I'm comfortable saying right now as far as that case goes. When one girl is found safe after 2 days and another from a neighboring county is found dead after 3 months with serious questions remaining about who and what killed her, there's an inherent sense of injustice. One family gets its loved one back and the other doesn't. That grave unfairness surely went through the heads of many whose thoughts turned to Samantha while the more recent missing girl case played out. We could stop there. We could chalk up the different outcomes to the world's randomness. And with these two cases specifically, that's probably the grim truth. After all, despite similarities, these were very different incidents. The recent Saratoga County case was thought to be an abduction from its earliest stages, and the rapid response this engendered, combined with the alleged kidnapper making some very dumb moves, led to the happy resolution for which everyone is so grateful. Contrast this with Samantha's case, which has always been a bit murkier. Her disappearance initially...
Yeah, Shada, I do question if perhaps the reason this man is trying to maybe use Charlotte as the comparison was because Charlotte is recent, was currently getting the, there was a lot of talk. and that it did go, I mean, it definitely at least went national, if not possibly because of online, it may have been international as well. But I do wonder if perhaps that's what he's trying to do, is bring attention to Samantha's case, the fact that there isn't been somebody arrested yet, by using Charlotte, if you get what I mean, you know? So I kind of wonder if it's a little bit of that playing a role in this as well. You know, when you said that there might be a better, and I mean, yeah, I'm sure there could be. I don't know. I'd have to sit and think about this right now. And I mean, I don't know. Gabby came to my mind right immediately. Gabby Petito came to my mind, but you could boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. Nah, that's not even compare. I just can't compare that. Let me know if you guys could think of somebody that you think would have been a better comparison. Let me know.
We seem to suggest she ran away from home. Her dad even told me it was common for her to spend the night with friends, so when he first saw she wasn't in her bedroom, he wasn't initially concerned. In addition, the investigation into Samantha's alleged murder faces serious complications, including the fact that the forensic pathologist was unable to determine a cause of death, making answers even harder to come by. So here we sit, two missing girl cases that took place less than an hour's drive apart and within a year of each other, and two drastically different outcomes. That's how it goes sometimes, right? One miraculous resolution can cause frustration and even resentment for those close to an unsolved tragedy. But we'd be remiss if we didn't take this moment to truly reflect on the fact that not all missing persons cases are the same, and more notably, on the fact that not all missing persons cases receive the same level of attention. When a missing person is a 9-year-old white girl, the entire world seems to grieve and pray, as it well should for any missing person. But vary the victim's biography even slightly, and the level of attention and panic begins to dissipate. Vary the biography further, and the responses diverge again. Even in these two local cases of missing white children, the fact that one received international headlines while the other garnered mostly local coverage shows this dynamic at play. We should take this moment, while the subject is still so raw, to consider the disparity. According to the National Missing and Unidentified Persons Database, about 600,000.
See, so that's what he's saying. Well, it's so raw, and so I do know that. Like I said, I think it might be a little bit of using the attention on Charlotte's case to hopefully bring some more attention to Samantha's. But also, I don't know. I just lost my train of thought completely by my boyfriend. Sorry. But I forgot what the second part was. It was actually my main point. I started the opposite direction and then forgot. Okay. If I remember it, I'll tell you. Oh, he said whether they're still heated. Well, it's still heated in them. And I do know that I've heard others that still have a missing, we'll go with child, right? A missing child of any age. And they see another family that has more attention. And they have even asked, like, does it, like, it makes me sound like an ugly individual, a mean individual. Like, am I terrible for thinking this? And what their thought is, it's like a jealousy, and it's kind of I don't know if resentment that might be a little bit too strong, but they do feel jealousy, and they do have feelings. They get feelings. They get irritated and on edge of, why is that case getting all of this attention and we can't get our loved one, to get attention or get talked about or anything like that. So I do know that this is a feeling that does happen. It's my opinion, I don't think that it makes them an awful individual. I think that your desire, really at the deepest part of your soul, your child, you wouldn't do anything. There's not a single thing you would not do to get them back. And so when you see all this help, but you're like begging and pleading for anyone to listen, anyone to help, and it's just, they get so desperate. I can understand that emotion. It's not that they don't want others to be found or be helped. They just would like it to be evenly, spaced. So again, I get it. I do understand that part of it as well.
Consider the disparity. According to the National Missing and Unidentified Persons Database, about 600,000 people in the United States go missing every year. For those missing people, nearly 40% are persons of color, according to the Black and Missing Foundation, while white people make up 75% of the entire U.S. population. Compounding this is the problem that the late journalist Gwen Ifill dubbed missing white woman syndrome. Put simply, when young, well-off white women go missing, people pay far greater attention than when persons of color vanish. The Columbia Journalism Review recently put out a tool analyzing some 3,600 articles that puts missing white women syndrome in sharp relief. The examples.
So I will say, I don't know that this is exactly the right time for the conversation, but when else are they going to get anybody to listen? I really do think that they're hoping to be heard more because of Charlotte's case, or with assistance from her case. But they're not wrong about, yes, there is definitely anybody of color that their cases being known, getting put out there, getting coverage. I mean, even look at the indigenous is a whole thing in itself as well. And so there is definitely an issue, right? And I know that he said that is something he wants to talk about. That's what he would like to have the discussion on. But I get it. I can understand. I can see both sides of it. I really can.
Of underreported people of color are numerous, but one that stands out for Derica Wilson, a former police officer who co-founded the Black and Missing Foundation, is Alasia English. The 17-year-old English went missing in Charlotte, North Carolina in June, but law enforcement didn't put out public notification until August, Wilson said. English was initially labeled a runaway. She's since been deemed missing. Wilson said, sadly, when people of color are disappearing, especially children, law enforcement tends to classify them as a runaway. And we know that runaway does not meet the criteria for Amber Alert, Wilson told me. And quite frankly, it doesn't seem that there is a sense of urgency finding the missing children, because the perception in society is, well, they ran away, so whatever happens to him or her, they brought it on themselves, Wilson said. Again, Samantha Humphrey was not a person of color, but the response to her disappearance helps highlight the difference in response when someone is seen as missing versus seen as someone who left home voluntarily. Kids labeled as runaways don't typically get their faces shown on CNN. They don't receive international headlines. They don't get news of their disappearance widely shared on Facebook. Chief Clifford told me an Amber Alert was considered when Samantha went missing, but ultimately, quote, the incident did not fit the criteria. Clifford said Schenectady police often deal with teen runaways, and activating Amber Alerts for all of these would essentially have the effect of the police department crying wolf. He said it's not until more information surfaces that we have to go on that we can really focus our attention on it. And in Samantha's case, it was her coat being found that got us to do a full court press on the investigation. Until then, it's unfortunate that we just simply don't have the resources to look for any teenager that leaves their home on their own will and doesn't come home. The sad truth is that our society tends to want to blame the victim, said Frankie Bailey, a professor in the School of Criminal Justice at the Rockefeller College of Public Affairs and Policy at the University at Albany. Her research includes a synthesis of crime, social history, and popular culture. Whether consciously or not, when someone goes missing, we often ask ourselves what level of culpability that person has in his or her own disappearance. Biases often impact such opinions, with people of color facing a higher barrier to being perceived as innocent, Bailey said. For instance, Black children are often perceived as being older than they really are, prompting people to falsely assume their disappearance was an act of their own volition. Meanwhile, Black men are often stereotyped as being criminals, and Black women tend to be stereotyped as being sex workers or drug addicts, Bailey said. She said, this is a process in becoming a victim, and it works in the victim's favor to be constructed as innocent, as to not be blamed, Bailey said. With people of color, they are more likely to be somehow blamed for whatever has become of them in terms of becoming a victim. Even as a young white woman, the kind of missing person the Columbia Journalism Review's research shows gets the most coverage, Samantha clearly faced hurdles to gaining the kind of widespread attention we saw paid to the case earlier this month. Somewhere in the recesses of our collective consciousness, and in the hive mind that is national news production, Samantha's biography as a teenager from a broken working-class family from a small city, who was originally thought to have run away, undercut her perceived innocence. Was there a certain amount of collective bias that emerged from these biographical details, some modicum of to-be-expectedness that was entirely absent in the case of the missing 9-year-old who just wanted to complete one more loop on her bicycle? In this moment of grief set against hope, we can all reconsider the way we respond to missing persons. If we find ourselves blaming a victim, why is that, and how?
Okay, so I'll just say too. Also, so the guy is missing the abduction part. So I'll listen. We'll hear what else he has to say, but I will because he's not exactly specifically even talking on that part. But even, so since he's not out, I'll give a name that was abducted. Or I don't know if you'd call it. I'm calling it abducted when you're taken against your will. I'm going with abducted. Felicia Johnson. How widespread did Felicia Johnson's case get? And then with that, does anybody know the current situation, the current status with that case? And now, yes, she is an adult versus a child. Again, like I said, I don't even know what comparison we would give. I mean, okay, what about, they weren't abducted technically, but what about the Little West boys? Besides a little corner on YouTube, there were the hometown of, we're trying to keep their photos out there. Anyways, I was totally trying to get another name for y'all when I ended up thinking of Felicia. Getting caught up in a potential bad people that meet along the way or have met online, not knowing. Well, then you've got you never heard her name either. With Felicia, again, speaking on bias, Felicia was looking to get a job as a stripper. That's it. She was at the strip club trying to get hired when she went missing. You think anybody wanted to cover that? Do you think not many? Not a whole lot of many. And as a matter of fact, that's actually someone that I was going to be making a flyer and putting out as well. Again, I put it out once before, but have been meaning to put out more. Another one, just as like a kind of refresh reminder of what's going on. I know Nicole, you'll definitely remember. I think the name might not be clicking right now, but you will definitely, you're going to know her. I'm sure of it. Bless my boyfriend. I absolutely, totally just messed that spelling up, but it knows what I'm talking about. That's good. All right, so I'm going to show you this right quick. And that was a year ago. Holy moly. Alrighty. Sorry, that was all right. Here, I'll give you this one. Sorry about that. And we're back. I got to drop this down for you right quick too. You would say they went national? I know that there was a lot of people talking during the trial, which was kind of different because again, you weren't allowed to, but you could listen. Oh, it's playing. Hold on.
Felicia.
It was not able to be seen. You could listen, but you couldn't broadcast it out. So, but I know that there were, some that were doing some coverage on it, but I've heard over and over again them, and even so, they still haven't been found. So that's definitely something that should still be getting talked about. if anybody has any information, to come forward and give it. Anyways, let me show you this really quick. So this is Felicia.
First tonight, the mystery is deepening in the search for Felicia Johnson.
Tomorrow will mark 2 weeks since her father says the 24-year-old disappeared after applying for a job at a Northwest Houston adult entertainment club. But the club's attorney tells us tonight they have no record of her application.
Houston police are investigating this case. Grace White is at HPD headquarters tonight with new information. Grace?
Houston police are being tight-lipped about this investigation, but they do confirm it's an active case, and this club where the family claims she was last seen is turning over their surveillance video.
It's a case getting national attention, the disappearance of Felicia Johnson. The 24-year-old came to Houston from California on April 13th. 2 days later, she goes missing. Her family believes she was at Cover Girls on West Little York. But Casey Wallace, the attorney for the Adult Entertainment Club, tells KHOU 11 the hostess and manager that night are not sure if she was there.
They don't know if they spoke to Felicia Johnson or not. Multiple people come in that club all the time. Could one of them have been Miss Johnson? Yes.
Johnson's father says his daughter was looking for a job, and when she didn't get it, she called for an Uber. But when it ran late, she got into another man's car. Her family says they found her cell phone at Bear Creek Park. Houston police have not confirmed that story. This attorney says HPD investigators have been to Cover Girls to talk to employees and collect surveillance video, but he says they have no paper record of a job application.
There is paperwork for her to fill out and what we call a dancer packet. That's full of information. They sign it, they execute it, and they can go to work. But that did not happen with Miss Johnson. She did not fill out any paperwork.
Kevin Johnson, Felicia's father, frustrated police have not shown him the surveillance video.
I also believe the footage from the Cover Girls could possibly provide us with answers to Felicia's whereabouts and could confirm her identity.
He held a press conference alongside Crime Stoppers outside City Hall.
My plea today is to the city of Houston and all its governor entities would hear my heart and my plea and to not hold back any efforts or information that could help bring Felicia home.
This attorney told us this club does not have surveillance cameras outside, so if Johnson did get into someone's car and leave, it would not have been captured on camera. Mia?
We also know that there is a $5,000 reward being offered from Crime Stoppers. Let's hope they get some answers soon. Grace White tonight. Thank you.
Okay, if you guys are hearing a wild, crazy noise, as long as you can still hear me, we're good. I'll be quick, though. What about Ella Goody? Is anybody familiar with her name? She was the one I actually thought that was the first one that came into mind. Oh, there it is. Boop. It's the first one that came into my mind. I just ended up coming up with Felicia along the way, too. But here, I've got the blender going, and I hope you guys aren't only hearing that right now. Okay, so this was a year ago, but I'm just going to try to show you this right quick. Alrighty. And I'm going to pull you up.
State police say the car belonging to missing Scott woman Ella Goody was found today. Goody herself is still missing. The discovery of her vehicle comes 3 weeks after her family first reported her missing on March 9th. News 10's Britt LaFaso, who has been investigating this story from the very beginning, tells us where her vehicle was discovered and how police hope it could lead to crucial evidence in this case. Britt.
Darla, Goody's vehicle was found this morning in St. Joseph, Missouri, the same city that the person of interest in her disappearance was located and arrested just last week. As police continue to question that person of interest, they say the next step in this case is to find any physical evidence that may be in Goody's vehicle, ultimately leading them to find her.
So they're going to continue to look through that whole vehicle on a more deeper level, other than just like looking at it and confirm, yeah, that's it. Okay, what else can we see? Is there's, fibers in the carpet? Is there something within the fabric on there? Maybe we can get a fingerprint off of the upholstery, off the window or anything like that. So we're going to continue to go through that whole vehicle inside and out.
Louisiana State Trooper Derek Senegal says they hope any physical evidence they find in Goody's vehicle could help them piece together what happened in the time between March 9th, when Goody allegedly left Lafayette with Brandon Francisco, and now. The main question: how did Francisco and Goody's vehicle both end up in Missouri without her? And where is she now?
All these things have to be put together and continue digging to figure out, what's going on. How can we piece everything together? If there's someone else, if there is, or could be, or maybe there is someone else involved with this thing. So we just have to make sure that we continue to look and not just say, "Hey, we're good, we found it," and just close the case. We just can't do it that way. So we're going to continue looking and exhaust every effort that we have for this.
Trooper Senegal says there's still a lot of focus on Brandon Francisco, the person believed to have last been seen with Goody. With Francisco in custody and Goody's vehicle found, police say they hope they can narrow down where Goody may be.
I mean, a vehicle is just an object, just a thing, but we'd rather find a person wherever she's at. Of course, like I said, we find a vehicle that's good on the investigation part, and now we just have to continue with that. Like I say, sometimes those the evidence or clues lead to other things. Like I say, maybe it could just lead to her to figure out where she is.
Ella Goody's mom and brother are now also speaking out about the investigation into her disappearance and public comments on social media. They're asking people to stop publicly accusing people of being involved in Ella's disappearance. Multiple photos, videos, and screenshots have been circulating on social media, and they say it is not helping the investigation. They've asked the Village 337 to speak on their behalf.
The family is full right now with emotion, trying to understand these new developments and what they mean or what they could mean. The family is still hopeful that Ella is still alive, but right now they are worried that all of these interactions, specifically with these being reported to the FBI, reported to the Scott Police, is kind of getting in the way of the investigation that's taking place.
If you have any information about Ella Goody's whereabouts, you're encouraged to call Louisiana State Police. Britt LaFaso, KLFY News 10.
Thank you, Britt. As we've mentioned, Brandon Francisco is believed to be the last person to see Ella Goody before she went missing on March 9th. Reports show in 2008, Francisco was convicted of statutory rape and attempted second-degree murder. Later in 2018, he was charged with attempted murder, conspiracy to commit murder, armed robbery, unlawful use of a movable, and obstruction of justice. He was set to appear in court for these charges the day Ella Goody went missing, though he failed to show up. Francisco will have his second bond hearing Monday in Missouri. At this time, he is fighting extradition back to Louisiana.
Yeah, that's a whole. He's got a whole list of things. Oh yeah, it's sad. It's really sad. And also, I would like to. I am pretty certain. So we'll go with pretty certain right now, and not 100%. But her cousin also has since gone missing. I believe he is still missing, was what I was trying to say. I'm pretty sure they did not find him yet. But that's like a double whammy for that family. They haven't even found her, and then her cousin went missing after, and it's just, they're having a really hard time. I just want to see. I forget his name. I think it starts with a J, but I'm not sure. I'm wrong. It starts with an M. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it starts with an M. Well, all right. So alrighty. Yeah. All right. So Ella Goody's family now searching for another family member, and he is 33. Oh, it starts with an M. Or why do I keep saying M? R. I'm so sorry. I'm going to show you him. I also want to show you the gentleman they're still looking for Felicia. And that man, but Rakim is her cousin, Ella's cousin. Sorry, I'm speaking on both of these cases. I don't want to confuse you. Extradition because Missouri jails aren't nice. Dude was out on the street. The Ella's cousin. Hey, Patricia, good to see you. All right.
Tonight, the family of missing Scott woman Ella Goody is now searching for another family member. His disappearance coming almost 1 year after Goody was first reported missing. News 10's Britt LaFaso spoke with the family, who says they fear his case will end up like Ella's. Britt.
Like you mentioned, Alfred, Goody went missing last March. She still has not been found. Her family now forced to relive these memories as they search for 33-year-old Rakim Celestine.
When you lose somebody and you can never get closure to find out where that person is. Yes. And your mind gonna always wonder. And you ain't gonna never be the same.
Eva Celestine, who watched Ella Goody grow up, then watched as her missing persons case turned into a homicide investigation. A man was announced as a person of interest and arrested on unrelated charges, though never charged in Goody's case. As Rakim's mom watched Goody's case go cold, she fears the same will happen to her son.
Because it's been almost a year now.
Exactly.
It's going to be a year on the 9th.
And they haven't even found her yet. So, do you know actually how I'm thinking?
She says she last spoke to her son, 33-year-old Rakim Celestine, on February 7th. He was living at an apartment he shared in Dallas with his girlfriend. 6 days later, Eva was in Dallas herself, filing a missing persons report with Dallas police. It has now been almost a month. She says police have no leads and she's no closer to finding him.
Rakim. Call your mom. Call your mom. Please. I need to hear from you. Make sure you are okay.
Ella Goody's cousin Myra says she feels like she's reliving Goody's disappearance, as her last known location was also Texas.
It's just a hurting feeling to have two close family members missing. They both from Louisiana, out there somewhere in Texas.
Rakim's mother saying she talked to her son every day before his disappearance and just wants to know if he's okay.
Sometimes he'll put just the video on just to let me see that he's playing my kind of music and dancing in the living room with two left feet with a big old smile on his face. I'm never going to see that again if I can't find him.
I did speak with Dallas police about Rakim's disappearance. A spokesperson tells me a detective has been assigned to his missing persons case and the investigation remains open. Britt LaFaso, KLFY News 10.
All right, and I'm going to bring up the photo for you of Noabito. It's the last name of the man wanted. He's been charged, or technically has charges against him. Let me show you. What do I have it under? Manhunt. All right. This man, and you can only see his upper body in this part, but he's a big man. He is definitely a large individual. Very scary. And then to know that they had him and he was like, they had him, but they at that point didn't realize what exactly he was responsible for, resulted in him being able to walk out the door. And then, all right, please hold. I have, okay. All right. Sorry about that. I had to delete something. We're back on track again. All right. This individual here is the man that they're still trying to find. That looks like a blurry hot mess. I'm hoping you can still see him though. It just really makes you wonder, like, I don't even know. He's a big man. How does nobody see him? How can no one? And I just wonder if it's that not enough people are aware, not enough people know that he's wanted, or has he left the country? I don't know. Like a lot of things, you can cover up and you could hide and you could change a lot of things, but he's not going to be changing in the height because that's just not going to happen. So I mean, yeah, I guess he could maybe change his body type. Maybe, perhaps started working out, maybe or something. I don't know, but it's really terrible. They had put charges for 2 counts of murder, and then they also have tampering with evidence for him as well. I'm trying to just get anything that's clearer for you guys to see. Hopefully this'll help. Right here. I'm just bringing you right up. It still looks like blurry. Or is there something wrong with my computer? Like, what is happening? I just opened that up and that looked like just as bad. You know what else is super weird? I'm so confused. I'm looking at this thing, this image here, and I swear it looks like mine. One of my thumbnails. Like I thought it was mine. But then it says somebody else's name at the bottom that it's not mine. It is not me. It's weird. I'm going to try to save it over here with us, and let's see if this will help at all. I don't know if it will. We'll try, though. Oh, what is it doing? Okay. I'll find out when you do, if this still looks like Graham. Yeah, I don't know if that's any better. Not really. But you could see his size at least, right? Anyway, this right here, that looks like so familiar to me. Like, kind of like the one I made, but I guess I'm losing my mind. Probably not enough people have seen the image, right? That's what I'm wondering. And well, that and speaking of like not enough people seeing him is another one for Cairo Jordan. He was initially known as the boy in the suitcase. The mother is still out and about on the loose. That she is still wanted for his death. So anyway, she's another one that I've been needing to make a flyer for, just to put it back out there again, and hopefully it'll get circulated. I don't know. Some of these individuals, like one of the articles I have here for Samantha, it just goes into like a bunch of people that are missing in New York State, and then it has a section that's a bunch of people that are wanted as well, and I just don't think enough people are aware of it. But all right, so let me drop that back down. Where was who from? I'm sorry. I think I've mentioned too many names at this point. I just want to make sure before I throw out the completely wrong answer. Okay, so I'm bringing you to October 20th. So it was 2 days ago. This is from News Channel 13. And News Channel 13 has been giving a ton of really great pretty consistent coverage when it comes to Samantha's case. Also, I was going to ask you, and now I just like took the initiative on this. I was going to ask if you guys wanted to hear the rest of, what is it? Just over 5 minutes left on that one. But I'm going to give you the link. So this is the link in chat that goes to the Daily Gazette, and at the very bottom is where you could play it, or you could just read the entire article. But at the bottom is where you'll find the podcast portion where you could just click it, and we left off at 15 minutes and 30 seconds. So that way it might give you a time frame if you didn't want to go through it all again. All right, and I will play this. So this 2 days ago, and them actually having some billboards that are up now. So maybe this will help.
It's been nearly 1 year since 14-year-old Samantha Humphrey was murdered. It's been 8 months since her body was pulled from the Mohawk River. So far, no one has been arrested in that case. And tonight, her family is determined to change that. Dan Levy, live in Schenectady with tonight's top story. Dan.
Rachel, good afternoon. I'm standing in front of a billboard on Erie Boulevard in Schenectady. This is one of 2 large billboards that have gone up on this stretch of road, offering a $10,000 reward for anyone who offers information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the person responsible for murdering Samantha last November. I spoke with her father, Jeff, earlier today, who told me this case has remained unsolved long enough. For the commuters traveling along Erie Boulevard between Glenville and Schenectady, the large billboards are hard to miss, and they are here for a reason.
I'm discouraged. If I wasn't discouraged, we wouldn't be doing this.
Samantha's father, Jeff Humphrey, says he's convinced police know a lot more than they're letting on about who murdered his daughter. Samantha was last seen alive in a surveillance video near Riverside Park in Schenectady the night after last Thanksgiving. She had gone there to meet up with an ex-boyfriend and reportedly got into a physical altercation with him. After 3 months of intense searching, her body was pulled from the Mohawk last February.
A year's gone by. A young girl's been murdered and dumped in a river. If a year's gone by and we haven't figured that out yet, that's very discouraging.
That deep discouragement, the despair, and the frustration served as the impetus for putting up these billboards.
It's worth it because it's what I can do. There's not a lot of other things I can do for Sam other than keep her memory in my heart and care for my family and care for people around me. This is something else I can do.
Jeff says holding the right person accountable for Samantha's death will help prevent another Schenectady child from being murdered, something he believes right now is a real possibility.
The person responsible is obviously a sociopath. I don't expect them to turn themselves in. I expect the people around them to have some notion of justice and guilt and find a way to do the right thing.
And so the plan for now, according to Jeff, is for these billboards to remain up indefinitely until the case is resolved. Over the course of the past 11 months, numerous commentaries, rumors, and speculation have been popping up on social media, coming up all new on News Channel 13 live at 5 o'clock. Jeff explains why he is so disheartened at what he has been seeing and reading on social media. We're live in Schenectady. This is coverage you can trust. Dan Levy, News Channel 13.
I'm a big fan of Dan Levy on Samantha's case, at least. I mean, I don't know him outside of that, but I really did like him with the coverage that we were doing with Samantha. But yeah, I mean, the fact that they are now adding there is the reward if anybody does come forward. Then there was, let me get myself unlost here and show you this over here, maybe. Yeah, it is. All right. Okay, so with this one, actually, just kidding. I'm going in reverse right quick. Not really, but we're going back to Dan. but on a different tab right quick. We started with that case. Oh, I'm not sure which case you're... Oh, Ellen. Yeah. Yeah. Ellen's wowie bad. Wow, bad. Her poor family. Oh, man.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Levy in Schenectady, and this is one of two very large billboards that have gone up along busy Erie Boulevard in Schenectady, offering a $10,000 reward for anyone who has information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the person responsible for the murder of 14-year-old Samantha Humphrey. We know that Samantha was 14 when she disappeared last November 26th, the day after Thanksgiving. Her body pulled from the nearby Mohawk River 3 months later. That case at the time was ruled a homicide. However, no one has been arrested. And so the family is determined to make sure someone is held accountable for Sam's murder. They believe someone other than the murderer has information that will lead to an arrest. It's been nearly a year, and the family is very frustrated. Sam's father, Jeff Humphrey, told me this morning there isn't anything he wouldn't do to seek justice for his daughter. And coming up all new on News Channel 13 at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock, you will hear from Jeff what he thinks about the investigation and also what he thinks about posts that have been popping up on social media, whether or not he believes they are a help or a hindrance to the investigation. We'll see you beginning at 4 o'clock.
Okay. Now we're going to pop over here. You're going to hear another... Wish a channel would create their own emojis without having to start memberships. I wonder if there's a way to do that. I don't know. Yes. I think it might. I don't know if it would translate over onto YouTube, though. I was just looking into something today, actually, that I need to write to all of you mods about. But I had a really bad migraine, and I was like, oh, I got it set. I understand it better, but So anyway, after this, hopefully I'm able to just get a hold of all you mods. But maybe when I show you that, maybe possibly, we can take a look and see if that might be able to do it. I don't know. We'll see.
Bree, thanks. Drivers in Schenectady now seeing two billboards with a powerful message. They claim 14-year-old Samantha Humphrey was, quote, murdered when she went missing almost a year ago.
And the signs near Erie Boulevard and Maxon Road, just a short walk from where Samantha was last seen. That's a Riverside Park. CBS 6 spoke with Samantha's father. He is remembering his daughter fondly.
Probably already got this question, but tell me about Samantha.
Oh, boy. I haven't gotten that question.
What is she like?
Oh, man. Sam was her brother's best friend and did a great job at that. And she was my best friend. She changed my life when she came into it. Nothing is going to put Sam back on this earth. But maybe if we're lucky, and we'll never know the answer to this, we can make sure this person doesn't get to kill another young girl or a young boy or somebody else.
Samantha disappeared November 25th last year, and her body was recovered in the Mohawk River on February 22nd of this year. The family is funding the billboards through a GoFundMe. One offers a $10,000 reward for any information that could lead to an arrest or conviction, and asks people to share details with the Schenectady County District Attorney. That is Robert Carney.
CBS 6 has reached out to Carney's office several times about the case and have not yet received a response. Just this week, he responded to a write-up from the Daily Gazette with a letter defending himself, saying his office has reached out to the Humphrey family.
It wasn't really useful because it's also known that, like, what questions am I going to ask that aren't going to impede the investigation? I don't know much more than the public knows. My thought about the DA's letter is you've got a job to do, and I'm not really sure you have the time to be writing letters when you have better things to do.
The DA did not respond to our request for comment today. Samantha's father, Jeffrey Humphrey, says if the public continues to show interest and support their efforts, they'll keep funding the billboards, possibly add more, and increase the reward.
Environmental advocates rallying for new regulations.
Here, I'm going to show you the photo. I mean, you've been seeing it right as they've been talking to Um, also, I have one of the justice for Samantha Humphrey, but it's for the protest, which they had done. And at that point, they were also selling shirts. And I did see on the aunt's social media where she like put down all the numbers of how much they made off of each thing, and was extremely appreciative. Now, but the thing is, I'll take a look for it while I show the other video. That's the full length video of the father. And I'll see if I can find, because I don't know, they said two of them. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. That's those. All right. So this will be the full one right there.
I am Samantha's father.
Again, I'm so very sorry for what you're going through.
Hold on a second.
Tell me first, what is this billboard that we're now seeing? When did it come up?
Full screen's unavailable. Okay. You know what? We'll just take you right on over, because I'm not. That's silly. Sorry, y'all. Didn't realize it was gonna do that. That's weird. It won't just open the video. Super weird. Okay. Here we go. And I will add additional volume if we need it based off of their voices. Yeah, I'll add it.
I am Samantha's father.
Again, I'm so very sorry for what you're going through. Why don't you tell me first, what is this billboard that we're now seeing? When did it come up?
The billboard came up, I want to say Wednesday. It's an attempt to gather information for the district attorney and the police to use to find out whoever killed Sam and make sure they receive justice and to get that person off the street to make the city safer for whatever young person her murderer might choose to target next. We want to incentivize somebody who knows something, and someone has to know something to maybe give them enough money to feel like they could safely get out of maybe a situation they're in close to that person. There's a GoFundMe on there. We're going to continue to fund the billboard with that money for as long as it takes to get this done, and we're going to increase the reward as much as we can to incentivize this and to try and get the right thing done.
It's almost been a year now.
Yes.
What has this year been like for you and your family?
It's devastating as it would be for anybody, and never had anything like this happen to me or my family before. So I've got nothing to compare it to. There's numbness, and then shock, which are almost a comfort, and then you start to feel things like you used to feel them, as the person you might have been before, and you find out what capacities you have to handle pain you couldn't have imagined. So it's a changing thing, and then you get to be a year out, and maybe that's when you start to get a little frustrated.
Frustrated with police investigators?
Certainly not the police. I know that the men and women out there doing the legwork are doing the best they can, like anybody. They want to show up to work every day and do a good job and get a win. So certainly not the police. I can't really say where my frustration lies because I don't know enough about the case internally to know exactly what the problem is.
Probably already got this question, but
of course.
Tell me about Samantha.
Oh boy, I haven't gotten that question. No, that's okay.
We always see her face, we see her case, we hear the story, and I want to know what is she like?
Oh man. Sam was her brother's best friend, and did a great job at that. And she was my best friend. She changed my life when she came into it. She was her own person, but there were things that I wanted her to know that she took. We would be in the car on a long trip, and she said, "Dad, I want to play my playlist." I go, I don't know that I want to hear that. She go, "Oh, let me play." I go, "Fine." And like a Rolling Stone by Bob Dylan would come on, and so she was listening, she was learning, and the things that I thought were important to understanding life. Many of those were important to her too, and many things that I valued weren't. And she was her own person, but she was also half of my mind, my future, my family's future, my mother's future, her brother's future, all of us. And she made us proud, and I firmly believe she went down fighting, and it doesn't change anything, but I also take pride's not a word I'm comfortable with, but I take pride in the fact she lost a battle, but she did battle.
Now this battle is carrying on right now with this billboard up. How did you feel when you first saw this billboard go up?
A lot of different ways. I don't want to say I felt like I'd done something or we had done something, because nothing's really happened yet, but here we are, and we're moving forward, I hope. Nothing is gonna put Sam back on this earth, but maybe if we're lucky, and we'll never know the answer to this, we can make sure this person doesn't get to kill another young girl or a young boy or somebody else. So that would be the outcome, would be to get a murderer or murderers off the streets of Schenectady.
What is your message to, I'm sure you've already said it in this interview, but what's your message to the people out here that pass this billboard, see her face, see the reward? What do you want people to know?
My message is, I would think most people say this is terrible. How can I help? This is a way you can help. We're going to account for every cent. It's going to go to the billboard or the reward. If somehow there's money left over, it's going to go towards a memorial. So every dime will be accounted for. If you want to help, this is how to help. Get online, look up the GoFundMe. Don't be careful driving by. But everybody says, gosh, what can I do to help? And my answer is always, asking is help enough. Now there's an extra thing.
Do you plan on having more billboards spread throughout Schenectady or even farther?
I think that the 2 for now is a start. That would depend on public support and how long it takes. If the public finds this important enough to contribute to, we'll do more billboards, and we will. This is not going to go away.
Did you see the letter to DA Carney, or from DA Carney? It was a letter to the editor to the Daily Gazette. Did you have it?
I did. It was a response to the editorial the Gazette had published the day before. I did see that.
Do you have any kind of response to what he said within the letter?
I did speak to an assistant district attorney a few times. It was made known to me I could call with any questions. It wasn't really useful, because it's also known that, like, what questions am I going to ask that aren't going to impede the investigation? I try to go out of my way not to say things that aren't already in the media and in the public domain. So, and I don't know much more than the public knows. My thought about the DA's letter is, you've got a job to do, and I'm not really sure you have the time to be writing letters when you have better things to do.
Freaking muted. Thank you. I totally put that makes sense. I was like, why is that playing? I fucking pushed the wrong button. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so I was just telling you guys though that I did find the GoFundMe's. There's 4 of them that I can see, but they're all done by different people. And 2 of them I am familiar with, which is her mother, which was help us find my missing daughter, Samantha. Even though a little strange because it said that she was the one that was organizing the fundraiser on behalf of the aunt. So that was a little interesting. I don't know. That's strange. Now maybe the aunt has the connections to. I don't really know. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. But ultimately, that was the one that they were saying they were looking to hire a private investigator and an attorney, and then that's the one that the grandfather initially said don't donate to it, and then he did say go ahead, you can, that's fine. Yes, go ahead. So I'm not going to drop that. I'm assuming that would, I guess, be no. And then the one that I just was looking at, that's by the aunt, one of the aunt I'm familiar with, and that one was called Justice for Samantha Humphrey Protest. That one was just, she's the organizer, that's it, that's all. And that was put up July 28th, 2023. And then the next one is in between those two. It was created April 13th of this year. And it's by Katie Jensen, who is going to be donating to a registered nonprofit donation area that's it's called Things of My Very Own Inc. And it has to do with provides crisis prevention service to children impacted by extensive abuse and or neglect. Please consider donating via the link. She has like their Instagram and whatnot, but it was going to be on May 7th that her and her daughter were going to be running a marathon. So that one has passed too, as far as I am gathering. And then the one that does look like current, it has the billboard up on it. I'm just unsure. I don't recognize the name, but that doesn't mean much. I mean, I would love to. Actually, two things I can. Yeah, see, it's not this person either. I just want to vet it real quick before I just drop it with you and tell you that is the official one. So on that is, let me just actually run through this. They might have. No, I don't think they did. I was gonna say maybe they had added it to their link, their article, but they didn't. But I am gonna drop it with you, and just if you want it, it's available to you. I try to do that for you if I do know that there is a GoFundMe or some type of something out for a family or victim loved ones. But it's not that I'm specifically asking you to. It's just there if you would like to. Also, I always advise you to please look into it yourself as well further to confirm. Now, it's created September 27th. So, and it does talk about exactly what the dad just talked about. Them having the 2 billboards up. They plan to use funds to continue to increase the reward. And any remaining funds for the 2 billboard, they want to continue to increase the money. Should any money remain after meeting these goals, it would be donated to local animal shelter to honor one of her biggest loves. But so yes, this to me, from what I'm seeing right now, this looks like the right one. So I'm going to drop that with you as well. The one that I posted, and specifically billboard and reward memorial that the father just spoke about. I'm pretty positive that's the one I have. Let me check and confirm with what you just sent me to. And oh dang, I don't even know where I'm going. That's perfect. No, perfect, Allie. That's great. Perfect. Love it. Thank you. You're awesome. Good. Perfect. Good. Love it. And they killed her so that she couldn't report this to the police. Great. See, we had heard possibly that there were older. There was all kinds of stuff going around. It was a lot, and that's why I just don't even know. I don't know. we spoke lightly on it, but it was bad. I mean, there was people accusing that she was pregnant and that the mom kicked her out because of it or something. It was just like a lot of stuff that unless we know for sure, like I just don't love when people just I don't know. And there's quite a lot. Is there a suspect? No. Mm-mm. Not that's been mentioned to the public. Yeah. Nope. The one that I posted, specifically the billboard and road. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what the one I just read. I'm pretty positive we're on the same one. So, thanks, Ellie. And the other ones, I mean, they still show that there's money in them right now too. So, I don't know, and they're not closed down. So perhaps they're, I don't know. But also, let me drop with you. Please hold, please hold, please hold. Da-da-da-da-da. Protest. Inadequate. Nope, you don't want that either. Just gonna grab you this one that has the timeline. Actually, I could show you this. What am I talking about? I am gonna show you this right quick too. Actually, no, I'm not. That's weird. What? Oh, okay, never mind. I think that they're alright. Nah, I'm gonna pass on that. But I will bring you. I'm gonna drop the link for you if you'd like to look at it. It's just a really quick 8-second really. TikTok. Just a couple images kind of flashing through. And it's connected to. Let me go back right quick so I don't say the wrong thing, but. I'm not positive. I don't even want to guess who. Friend and or family member of Samantha. I mean, it says niece, but I just don't know. I'm unsure based off the name again, but actually from there you might actually be able to open her up, and there may be more than. I'm not seeing any right quick. I was gonna say there might. It looks like a friend. It's a younger. That doesn't mean anything though. As young when my niece was born. Yeah, that was the first video actually that this channel put out. Was that one? Okay. Anyway, back to trying to find this really quick. Cause of police chief said. Got it. Timeline. I'm going to drop this with you. It shows. I mean, all of it. It goes day by day. So November 25th, she leaves her mom's house. 26th, mom goes to the police. 29th, the jacket. Shows a picture of it. November 30th, GoFundMe created for outside resource help. And December 20th, her mother does an emotional interview on WNYT. And then it goes down and that was hard to see too. And then it goes to February 2nd. A body was seen, quote, seen in the Mohawk River. And then a few hours after the report, Samantha's mom posted a message on her Facebook page hoping to clear the air about what she categorized as false information. Quote, I just want to update folks on some alarming news that was circulated on social media earlier today. As of right now, no, Samantha has not been located, she wrote. And you know what? I always thought that was really strange, but it's even more strange the further out we get right now. What are the chances that 20 days before she is actually found in the Mohawk River, that there were multiple reports saying that somebody claimed they'd seen a body floating in the river about 14 miles from where she had been last seen alive? It's weird. I kind of just wonder, like, who even started? I guess it. I don't know. I just don't know. How do you mistake it? I mean, other than, and I'm talking specifically in the water and whatnot, because I know if people have seen not someone that's been deceased for a while and decomposing, but recently lost their life and then maybe like thrown out on the side of the road, people report thinking they might have just seen a mannequin, maybe, and it turns out to be a somebody that was really a person that was deceased. And I was just describing that to my boyfriend actually this morning or last night. I was telling him about the person that was mowing the lawn, and they're mowing around the furniture and the decorations for Halloween and all the things. And anyway, come to find out, he mowed around a man that was dead on the lawn, and he had no idea. He thought that it was not Christmas, a Halloween decoration. I could see it. I know some people are like, what? How would you not know that? I don't know. A lot of people describe it as looking like a mannequin. So, Halloween decoration, mannequin. I mean, I could see it. I get it. But who knows? With my luck, watch that turn out to be like the person that ends up being responsible. But anyways, so I mean, but after that amount of I don't know. I find it really unlikely that. I just wonder if there was somebody planting seeds, get something. It was just really strange. 20 days later, then she really is actually found in the river. What a sick joke, though. If it was a joke or if it was just a rumor, I mean, it's cruel no matter what, because her family had to feel that awful anxiety and gut wrenching, like, oh no, this is it, and then it wasn't real. 20 days later, had to do it all over again, and it was real. It just sucks. So I wonder, if, it would be interesting if I was out that direction, and I'm sure everybody talks, I mean, even Emmy had said that there's people that they suspect, or someone. I don't know if she said someone or people. I'm gonna go back and look again at the end, or I'll just ask her. All right. Anyways, I'm dropping this link with you here. It's by WGNA, and it's got that timeline. February 27th, the search for her is over, and that's when the police came out, say that the body they pulled out was her. But this continues on if you keep going, and it has a list of upstate New Yorkers reported missing since 2000. I think there was one or two that I opened, like save the link to see if I could dig deeper in and get any other info and maybe be able to. I hate when I say dig deeper in. I don't dig on people. I hate when I say that. But I just see if I can get any further information to be able to pass it along. Actually, for some reason, these almost look like a whole new list of people. It's kind of strange. Anyways, and then also below that, if you keep going, that's when you will then get into the people that are wanted. And I mean, the very top one, Robert Glenowski. We're going with Glenowski. He's a registered, well, here. two things. One, let me drop it. Two, let me share this to you as well. Here you are. Hey, I see. Hi, Annabelle. What's up, hon? How you doing? This right here that you're looking at, he moved around. He mowed around him twice. 2 different days. Halloween decorations. Don't smell of decomp. Well, if it was, yeah, that was the only thing that came to my mind. I was like, would you have smelled it? But I don't know. I would imagine so, but. So this top person here, these are the 11 of New York's most wanted criminals with upstate connections. And this first person here is Robert Glanowski, a registered sex offender who raped a 10-year-old victim. The subject identifies as female, and it was committed the crime in Tanawan. I don't even want to try, y'all. I'm gonna ruin it. I know I will. So, yeah, I don't know. Do they even give the year, though? Perhaps if I don't know. I guess just go right here under the, I don't know. Anyways, they do give a list, though, of these. Whoa. That's scary. Rochester. Registered sex offender that used an online ad in an attempt to solicit sexual contact from what he believed was a 12-year-old child. Records indicated that the subject is also serving a 7 to 50-year sentence out of the state of Michigan for a gunpoint kidnapping of his female coworker. Wow. It's lovely. But anyways, this one looks like he totally is absolutely, completely high on something. All right, so Ithaca, New York for this one. Subject was supervised sex offender due to prior parole violation related to sexual motivated behaviors towards a minor. Tattoo of devil. Oh, he's got a tattoo of himself? Wow, tattoo of himself on his right bicep. 8 ball on his left bicep. And then, quote, laugh now, cry later, with 2 hearts and a locket on the chest. An idiot. Harold Oliver. Where am I getting this accent? Oliver. All right. So anyways, you got the link, though, if y'all want to scroll on through all of them. This guy, sorry, I'm just going to say one more. This one, he was federal probation for bank robbery. He then goes into a bank and hands teller a written note demanding money. After not receiving any money, he fled. Anyways, but then then he entered a First Niagara Bank, handed the teller a different note, stating, "Give me $30,000. This is a robbery." Like you, oh gosh. Y'all, I can't think of his. Anybody know who I'm talking about when I say he's an attorney and he does the dumb criminal of the day segment at the end of his every stream? And then he has a dumb criminal of the week. You vote between the ones from the week and then pick one. I cannot think of his name right now. If any of you know who I'm talking about, please share with me the name because I'm. In one video, they say that it was the ex-boyfriend of Samantha. Oh my gosh. Wait, in what video though? Hey, FarQ, how are you? And gardening. Oh, that's right. That's right. I was totally about to be like, I mean, do you? Yeah. Darkness, nighttime. But then I remembered. Yes, Ellie, yes. Yes, Shauna. Oh, whoa. Little does he know that, right, they don't even have exactly. I just can't with give me $30,000. This is a robbery. Really? You don't fucking say, man. You're pointing a gun at me with a letter that's demanding me to give you a robbery? What? I didn't realize. Oh, gosh. Where I'm from, it can be cold at Halloween, so may keep the odor down. Same here. Same here. I mean, yes, Scott Roche. Thank you. I was hoping somebody was, yes. I was hoping somebody was going to come in with that because I was going to rack my brain. Hey, Annabelle, drive safely, please. Please. And it better be talk to text you're doing, lady. Or something where you're not using your hands, but not even looking at chat either. Don't take your eyes off the road. But, all right, y'all. Active silver alert. Eugene Kennedy from Carthage, Texas. Texas plate. Hang on. Texas alert. Please hold. Right here. Perfect. Oh, that's cute. I must save this for you guys to see. And then you wonder why I have so many dang on tabs. Because I see all the good things, all the things, and I need it, and I gotta read it and look through it. Oh, it's so cute though. Dang. All right. Back on track. Okay. Oh no! Thank you for saving him. Oh wow, that is a dang on big bear. Apparently, it was just cuddling with him. It didn't look like a cuddle. I thought he was gonna be eaten alive. All right, now we're into a third tab because I just got distracted by bears. Why are there all these bears showing up? I had to show you that one too. This panda just fell backwards. Does anyone see the panda fall backwards out of its chair? And it acted like us? Think about... watch me get a frickin' strike from YouTube for... I cannot. Oh my gosh. Wow. Holy moly. I just can't. I can't. Okay, hang on. Oh man, I don't know why I'm connected to a bunch of bear stuff. I don't even know what's happening. But anyways, wow, that was great. I'm just trying to tell you guys about this stinking not Amber Alert. Kind of. Did I say it was Amber Alert? Silver Alert. I know my colors, I promise. Right here. Okay. Got it. Hour ago, discontinued one. 10 hours ago, active missing alert. All right, anyway, let me show you this current just came out 2 minutes ago. And then I'm going to show you what I was just giggling about, and then y'all can go enjoy your panda abuse strike. Right, exactly, right? Yes, squirreling like a mofo right now, LA. You ain't even kidding. I don't even know. It's bad. I totally need to get one day rescue a little squirrel or something, and it can be the what's the word? Mascot. Wow. Why was I Moto? I was like, it can be the Moto. It can be the mascot of this channel. Okay, anyway, active silver alert, Eugene Kennedy from Carthage, Texas, today, or the 22nd, because we're all in kind of different times here. And then Texas plate, FRX8830. Oops, I still hit it. That's great. Good for me. It's wonderful. Can I? Hey, yes. Are you here? Look how big this is. It's great. So last seen 1702 South Adams Street, Carthage at 5:19 p.m. Missing older person. He is 73 years old. Wow, he looked great. That's 73? You're lying. It's an old photo. He looks great. 73. Race black, eyes brown, hair bald. Weight 165. Height 5'9". Gender male. Additional info. Last seen wearing a jacket. White dress shirt. Green dress pants. And brown shoes. Stop it. He was at church. Don't even do that to me. He was on his way to church, from church. That's all, by the way, that was my own speculation or really assumption. Oh, sweet man. He's driving a 2015, a silver 2015 Honda Fit Texas plate. Again, FRX 8830. This is just a stock photo of it right here. And then the phone number 903-693-3866 to report any information. Okie dokie. Here, I can leave this in chat too. I'm gonna drop that link for it. Oh, hey, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping over. You have oh, thanks, Farq. Farq, I love your picture. It just is wonderful. Oh, my headset thinks it's gonna die. Oh, thanks for being so sweet, Farq. Thank you, thank you. Ah, some of your people, yeah. They're great people, aren't they? I hope so too. So that's the status that'll put you right where I have brought up right now. And RLR. Hello, RLR. I know I didn't say hi or your name because for whatever reason, I remember your name when I say it. Baby panda sneezes and it and his mama will jump about a foot into the air. Here. I'm hoping though I don't get any panda abuse strikes or anything wild. But this is super cute. We're going in the order of which I found them. By the way, if it's your first time, I promise we do talk about cases. Well, people that are missing, and then cover some of the cases that happen. But I've been on a while, and I just so happened to run across some cute stuff. And I used to end all of my streams with a video of something cute or funny, something just to kind of lighten the mood and kind of shake off the heaviness of what we covered. So I stopped because I played a really adorable. I thought it was adorable until YouTube struck me. I was like, oh, this is not adorable. It was a little monkey that went down just a little ways. It's like I don't know. What do you guys say? 2.5, 3 foot, like well-ish thing. And there's a little kitten in there, and it was like, meow, I can't get out, right? So this monkey went down and was trying to lift the kitten up and figure out how to get the kitten out. Anyways, it was it was cute. But anyway, they told me it was not good. So hopefully I will be okay with this. But this is what I just happened to see by accident when I was coming to get you guys that alert. And it's just so cute. I can't. Look at his stinking cute self. I'll expand it. First of all, beautiful white. Whoa. I don't even like winter. It's too cold for me, but this is beautiful. Look at his cute little self. His little cute little butt. His cute little face. He's so cute. Aww. It makes me... Look at his little black... Oh, he's just so cute. I can't. Adorable. Absolutely adorable. It makes me, oh, I wish I could just like lay around on another human like that. And I mean, I suppose I did when I was younger, but just think about how wonderful that would be as an adult to be able to just, yeah. You ever think about being like carried? You know, dead weight, completely just lift you up, just carry you on their hip. Think back to that. We used to be walked all over the place. Some of us more than others, I suppose, if we were those that our parents were fine with carrying us when we wanted to get up. But random thought, I know. Getting squirrel. We gotta get some squirrels in here for us. Okay, but here was the other thing. Are you guys still connected with me? Hopefully. This is the one I thought he was being attacked. It scared the daylights out of me. Now this one I could. This is like got some special something on it, so I'm not gonna stick around on that one for very long. I need to oh, stop it. They know how to melt my heart. Aww. Aww. Stop it. I just need to find this one for you. Oh, that's cute. He's playing with its mom or dad. I've seen this one before. I don't know why. I don't even know. Thank you, person that decided to put that flower there. I appreciate that. That would totally be all of my cats. They are just something else, let me tell you. Okay, here, I'm gonna have to bring you over. I don't want to get in trouble by going through all these. By the way, I do love some lions. I think. Look at the babies. Oh my gosh. It's like a. Is this like a form of addiction? Where you just keep scrolling and more cuteness and more and more. It's gotta be. It's something. Something's wrong. I don't know, but there's a monkey. Ah, there it is. There it is. Oh my gosh. I can't. Stop. Pause. Look it. Redo. Ready? Watch this panda have a full-on human experience. As a human, if you were tipping in your chair like a ding-dong and then it starts to tip back, tell me that we wouldn't all or have done this. You're trying to not. Holy smokes. Oh, now look at what he does, though. He said, F you, chair. As if the chair did it to him. I cannot deal with it. Oh, it's so funny. Golly, that's so cute. Oh, whoa. All right. Enough. I don't know. Maybe it's not funny and I'm just like, got something the matter with me. Play it again. Okay, it's playing. He was pissed. Yeah, he was. Oh, yeah, he said that chair. Meanwhile, I got a comment still sitting up here, so I don't know if you can even see everything that's going on. What am I doing? Why is it not showing up? There we go. And I'm leaving the link right here for all of you if you would like to watch it overnight. Oh my goodness. I was just scrolling when I saw it and it just caught me off guard. And it's exactly what I would have done. Trying to catch myself from not falling. And then be like, yeah, you're done. Scanner. Oh, apparently something's going on in my area. But I left a link with you. That way you can watch it over and over again, or you can go share it with other people. He was so mad. Yes, he was. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it so much. And I love y'all so much. Thank you for hanging out with me and getting caught back up with, Samantha and there's still nothing. No justice yet. They don't know. It's so, that's one more thing I need to make a list here of all of the flyers and things that I want to get sharing out. So that's one thing. Hopefully I get to it. I could put this one here. Let me pull it up for you. But I can at least share this one out again. Well, actually, wait. You guys don't even got to wait for me to share it with you. You can grab it right off of the. I'm about to cover up that little guy. This right here. Just as for Samantha Humphrey. There's also another one. If you would like, you could put it as with your cover. No, with your profile picture on Facebook. But on the Facebook group, it's the cover photo. So you could just grab it right off there if you don't want to wait on me. But just to kind of keep her face out there, her name out there. And then so I will. There's that, and then like I said, the other ones that we talked about tonight, the Cairo Jordan, his mother, still on the run. Nuabido on the run. Who's the third person? Was there a third person? See, this is why I need the list, y'all. Oh no. I'll think of it again, or I'll just slide back through. We are too. Sweet dreams. I hope that you sleep well. Have a great night. Thank you so much for stopping in. It was much needed. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. I will keep you posted if we hear any updates on her as we go, and I'll let you know if we hear anything. But in the meantime, I hope that y'all have a good one. Please be safe and please be kind to one another, and I will talk to all of you soon. Thank you, Mod, so much for helping out. I really appreciate you. Oh, also, I will write to y'all. Try to right now, because I do want to talk to you guys. It's good, though. It's good. I feel like I was bracing you guys like, you're in trouble. You're going to the detention. Principal to get detention? You're not. It's good. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Talk to you all very, very soon. Love y'all.